welcome to a bonus episode of scr1tno Knitting Project Podcast. Because on a Remembrance Sunday, after I've done Remembrance Parade with the guides, I swap all my projects into a Christmas project bag. Now, sadly we didn't do the parade this year because we can't, but I am still going to swap all my bags. So I thought, let you join me. We can have fun together. I'm just going to come a little bit closer. I feel too far away. I'm not used to this sort of setup. You're normally a lot closer, but I need room to work. Right, but before I show you anything else, cozy memory blanket. It didn't make it on the podcast this week, but it has got so many progress keepers on it now that it's getting really, really heavy, and it's going to go in its new bag in a minute. So I thought I'd share this with you and explain all the yarns if I can remember them. It's off to a good start. Oh, it's off to a fab start. I know which ones these are. So that's going to be... Right, let's start from there because I think this is the beginning. Okay, so that is going to be Willy Goodness, that is Willy Goodness, that is Willy Goodness, that is Willy Goodness, and that is Willy Goodness. I think that one is as well. Then we went into these ones. Are they Henny Penny Makes? I don't think that one is. Right, so these ones I'm not too sure. Maybe Henny Penny Makes. I think these are. So maybe this is a Henny Penny Makes in that case. Yeah, I think they are. I think they are. I think they are. So that's that side. And then on the top of that side, we have got... Those two are Barrow and Saw, which was shared with me from solo knitter Mandy, who very kindly bought them as part of a D-stash and then sent me back half, which was really sweet of her. So that's those two, and then same deal with these, but this was Fruitful Fusion. These ones here. So all of those, so that's where I am at the moment. I have run out of progress keepers now, so I really need to do this. Right, now on this side, that was Barrow and Saw, those two. I don't know whose that one is, I'll be honest. That I think is, oh, maybe it's the Willy Goodness one actually, because that one definitely is the Willy Goodness one. This is Lonely Sock Lady. That one, and that one. They're more Henny Penny Makes there. That's Lone, that's Lone. These are all Henny Penny Makes. That's a really peculiar shape, that one. Hopefully it will sort its life out when I put another one next to it, but these are all Henny Penny Makes. Yeah, all of those were. So that was a set I got as part of the Perth Festival of Yarn, I think. I think that's right. So yeah, so now I've managed to show you this. It's really heavy. They're growing, aren't they, these square a day blankets? I think I'm bang on with mine. I may have one in credit, but I don't think I have anymore. I think I lost that last week when I had a day when I wasn't feeling particularly well. So yeah, that's my cozy memory blanket. So my cozy memory blanket is about to come out of this bag here, which is its normal bag, and go into, oh, I have a bag of Christmas bags here. Now I'm going to have to try and remember what all the bags are. But the main one, from the bottom here, is this one, and this is one by Busy Pottering that has a mini in it still from last year. Look, oh, that looks like a sherry iris. If I had to guess, I would say that's a sherry. It's still got a mini in it. I'm normally pretty good about clearing these out. It's got a sewing up needle as well. Any more goodies in here? No. Right, so we will fold this up and put this in here, and then we'll work out what's in the rest of it. So Loan, just for you, is going to be a mini edition of what's in the bag as well, as I change these over. So at the moment I'm only swapping over my Christmas projects that I'm knitting on. So if you've seen today's podcast, which should have gone up a little while ago, today being Sunday, by the way, it's Sunday the 8th of November 2020, and I have just cooked a dinner, roast dinner, and I told everybody it had to be early because I needed to be finished by 2 because I didn't want to lose the light, which, to be fair, I pretty much have. It started off as a sunny day and now it's no longer, so I've had to put the overhead light on, so apologies for that. Right, so let's see what we've got in here. So in this bit I have got a load of leftover minis, which are, that's Woolly Goodness, and then this little lot are all the Fruit Fusion ones. They can go there for a minute. That is my signature needles that I use for my Cozy Memory blanket. So they are a 2.5mm signature, which was a present from quite a while ago now for this very project. Then I have got spare needles just in case. So these are 2.5mm Knit Pro carbons actually. So they're just a spare set that I keep in there just in case, you know, it's the only thing I've got with me on a journey and I lose a needle or something, although if I lose a signature needle I would be very upset. I have got 2 lavender sachets. Have I got any lavender up here? I have got some lavender up here. So I've got some True Lavender. This is from Amazon, I think. And I'll just refresh these whilst they're up here. Just to put some more lavender on my lavender sachets. If you're a long-term viewer of the podcast, you know this, but I've got a few new viewers. I keep all my yarn under plastic because this is an old house, and well, this bit isn't, this is quite new, but it's an old house and it has moths. I haven't got any moths at the moment. I haven't had any moths for a long time, but we have had moths in the past. I don't think I've got any in my moth trap actually, but I should probably check that. So they're my lavender sachets. So they're going in. What else have we got? We've got an Kattenberg little tin of, I think these are bulb stitch markers. They are bulb stitch markers or progress keepers. And I've got an ice cream stitch marker there, which I will not put in the new bag. That can go away because I'm going to put those in there. I shall use Christmas progress keepers now. So that's that pocket done. In the main pocket I have the rest of the Henny Penny Makes bag, because I'm dreadful at throwing out rubbish. I have got the rest of a blanket pack from Woolly Goodness, and this would be the September one, which I haven't put in my blanket yet, so that will go in. Should probably get on with that and get that one in there. Ooh. So that one can go in there. Anything else in the main pocket? Nothing else in the main pocket. I have got a bag of random bits, which includes 2 little eggs, which obviously had minis in at some point. I have got some ends, because I keep my ends for stuffing. I have a row 1 bag. I am now sitting in ends. I have an empty paracetamol pack. And I have more ends. I've got a couple of yarn bands, which is Unbelievable and Made by Jude. They're obviously minis I've used at some point. And then I've got the empty Felt Fusion minis. Another actual Felt Fusion mini. The empty bag for the Progress Keepers, so I'll fill that up in a minute with the ones off my blanket and put it in here ready for next year. Right, so I've got more paracetamol, this time with actual paracetamol in it. That's a Beehive Yarns Christmas one, so that can go in the Christmas one because I can use that. I've obviously been keeping that. And then also I've got in here a broken top from one of them and a little, and that's off my bird, and my bird will go back in there when I take him off of my Progress, off my blanket. And that is this empty. That is now an empty bag. So I'm now going to turn the camera off for a few minutes while I de-Progress Keeper my Cozy Memory blanket and clear up the mess I've made here, and then I'll go on to the next. I'm back. That took a bit longer than I was expecting. Both my eldest and my youngest interrupted me. Who knew, eh? Right, so first up, I've got this lovely Bertie and Boppet bag. And I actually got it 2 years ago. But last Christmas it had done a disappearing act. I'm sorry, it's crinkling. So I really wanted to use it this Christmas. It's got a lovely little needle cozy. It's a little sock sack. It's really pretty. It has penguins on it. So this is the maker. This is going to have my sock in it, and at the moment it's still my Halloween sock. So I'm going to find that first and then put that in here. So it is of course the one that's at the very bottom, isn't it? Honestly. So that was in my lovely little winter sock sack from Edelweiss Blossoms, and this is Mistletoe Kisses socks. In the Halloween 2020 colourway by the lovely Loam of the Lonely Sock Lady. Which is that one. I'm not going to show you too much about the projects because quite frankly you've probably all seen these already in the podcast. So that's my socks going in, and I'm going to grab the DPN Cozy because I use that for my circulars, and there we go. So that's now on there, and that can go in here. So that's the main project. What else have we got in this bag? So we've got its card, so its card's going in there. And what else have we got in here? I said I was going to tidy that up, didn't I? I got so distracted by my children, but that didn't happen. I have got a pair of scissors, so that can go in there. I could do with a Notions pouch, so if I find one of those I shall grab it out. So what have I got here? I've got Halloween stitch markers, so I'm going to grab them out. Sewing up needle, that can go in. And then in the bottom of here I've got the mini that goes with the sock set. I have got more Halloween stitch markers that I never actually got round to using, so they can go up for next year. So these are from Woolly Goodness. And I've got Doctor Who. Turn round, Doctor Who. You wait, next year I won't be able to find these. I need to put them somewhere sensible. A pumpkin. And the set with a skeleton, a ghost, some teeth, a witch and a broomstick. So, I don't think I was very organised. I've also got a random other set of needles. Oh, I think that's because these are slightly patterned, aren't they? And another lavender bag, which I will refresh. That is a Sherry Iris one. So again, just pop some lavender oil on it, just to refresh the lavender. All my projects are going to make me want to go to sleep, aren't they? All the lavender. So that is my sock project all sorted out and in its Christmas project bag. So next up I have my dishcloth one. That's a Homebird Makes bag, which is a real summer Homebirds Make bag, so that really needs to swap over. And I'm going to put that into my new Puddy Cat bag from Busy Pottering, which Anne kindly gifted me because she knows that I do this on a Remembrance Sunday afternoon. So I am going to swap these over. And in here I have the needle cozy, which I'm going to take out because I've got one in here. Of the finished object one that's supposed to go to my daughter, so I'm not actually even sure why that's in there. Obviously pop that in after the podcast. The current whip, which I will put in my needle cozy. There we go. That's that one. So that can go in there. Obviously the end of the... I've got loads of stuff in here. It's going to be a proper what's in the bag. That's all in there. Right, now let's see what I've got in here that needs to go in there. I have got the pattern. So this is Grandma's dishcloth. I tried to find this to link to it in the show notes the other day and couldn't. I've got the ball band, Sugar and Cream, and it's the mistletoe colourway. I have got some more needles. So what are you? You're just a cable. Are they interchangeables then? They are, aren't they? Okay, I have more needles. I'm not sure that so that's the cable holder, so that can go in with that one. I'm not sure that needs to go in there if I'm honest. That is the tips 3.75, and that's the other tips, also 3.75, so that goes with that one. I've got some lovely stitch markers from Betty Arthur Creations. I'm literally going, oh, that's where my set went. They were in here. I've got randomly a tape measure. It's a little owl. Got this from Etsy. If you press his nose, there we go. So if you press his nose, absolutely nothing happens. Some random ends. I keep my ends to stuff things, by the way. Another sewing up needle. And another pair of scissors. These are my sharp scissors actually. And that is now empty. So that is now my dishcloth bag. Next up, a project bag for it. So, shall we have a look in here? What have we got? So that's my bag full of project bags, Christmas project bags. Ooh. Now this is from my lovely friend Mary. And I didn't get to use this. There's another one I didn't get to use last year. This is from Mary Makes, who is Mary and the Mutts on Instagram. and she very kindly gifted me this. Isn't it lovely? And it's even more special that I should find this to use today, because this time last year we were all on the Woolay retreat, which is a retreat that the lovely Kelly of Lay Family Yarn ran, and I think we're all missing it today. We've all been messaging each other. So she was a really, really good friend that I made on that retreat, and yeah, that's so lovely that she gifted this to me. So that is very appropriately going to have this in it. Now this is fingering weight. And 2.5mm needles. Oh, that's alright, that's my sock needles. I've got loads of those downstairs, so I won't have to worry about those. I will do those on 2 circulars. So that can go in there. I just need to choose a skein of fingering weight yarn, and I'm fairly certain I know which skein I want. I've just got to find it, but we'll do that in a minute. There's this one, which is the Christmas cowl. I'm kind of torn with this one because I really like this bag, and I thought it was kind of Christmassy as well. But because I can use this one all year round, I can't use my Christmas project bags all year round. Well, I mean, I could, but I don't. I am going to swap this, but this was quite a wrench to, because I've only just started using it again, and it's one of my favourites. I was a bit like, oh, that was clever. But shall we see what else we've got in here? Ooh, let's have a look. What do we fancy using? Oh, look, there is a lovely Notions pouch from Jilly Makes. So that is definitely going to be, I think we're going to do this one next, seeing as we're on a Woolay retreat, and Jilly was another person that I made friends with. I mean, I made friends with everybody on it, but another lovely bag maker. So this is a little bucket from Jilly Makes, and that is a little Notions pouch as well. Oh, why am I holding it up there? A little Notions pouch as well. Oh dear. So I am going to put the cowl in here. Right. So let's move this across. This has moved on a little bit since the podcast as well. So this is a philosopher's cowl with a difference, because my yarn won't meld because I haven't got enough of it. So I am, it didn't quite work as I was expecting it to. The idea is with each of the colours, when one runs out, I'm going to add the next one in. But it turned out that both the greens, which were striped here, so those two there were striped. So that one was striped with the first green up until that point there. And then the other two greens were striped together. And then the idea was that I was going to stripe in, when one of these two ran out, I was going to stripe in one of these other two colours at the top there. Well, really unhelpfully, they both ran out on the same round. So it's just literally, it's not even a meld, it's just a swap of colours. It's just a new colour striped in. I was a bit like, oh, okay, well that didn't work as I was planning it. But this is a mini set from the lovely Sugar Tots, who's Christy. And it's got a black cat on it. I shall swap that for a Christmas one later. So that can go in here. Then it's got Hedgerow Yarns Undyed My Hair. And then this is one of the minis I'm using at the moment. So that's a kind of a purpley green. And then this was the other one, which is kind of a purpley blue. So that's going to shift it into the next tones with some pink in it. Yeah, it didn't quite work as I had planned, but it's very pretty and it's a gift, so I'm sure the person I'm knitting it for will love it. So that's the pattern. So I definitely need the pattern in there. And these are my remaining minis. So I've got that pink one, that pink one, purple, sort of orange and cream, and then that's the colour I'm going to end with. So they can all sit in there. Does that look pretty? And be the cowl one. I'll just make sure I haven't got anything else in here. This has got loads of pockets. Oh, yeah, I have. I've got the Sugar Tots card, so that can go in with that one. And this the bag came with a little notebook, but as that notebook came in that bag, I'm going to leave that in here. Now, yeah, no, that's it. So that's that one empty. So that's the little cowl one. Then next up is the hat. And that's hanging out in my busy pottering robbing bag, which is kind of a Christmas one as well. But again, I can get away with robins all year round, so I think I'm going to use the Christmas pudding for this, if I'm honest. You rattle, you've got to be one of Anne's bags. I'm about to hit a problem because I need a sweater bag, and that's my sweater bag, but we'll worry about that in a minute. So I'm going to, did I not get it out? I'm going to use the Christmas pudding. This is a Christmas pudding bag by Anne of Busy Pottering, and I think held the advent for Kelly from Lay Family Yarn from a couple of years ago. And this is going to be my hat bag. So this is what I was talking about on the podcast. I cast this on, remembered that I needed to hold this double, and then realised, of course, I've rolled it into a ball, so that makes that impossible. So I'm going to need to rewind this onto my ball winder, so that's got to be done. I'm holding it with some Rowan Kid Silk Haze. So that's, it's going to be a very pretty hat, I just need to sort it out. And I'm using 3.5mm symphony needles, which I will join this and knit it in the round, but I always do a couple of rows so I don't twist it. Although that really wasn't the issue with that particular project, was it? Oh dear. And that's the other. Oh, okay, so that was for the brim. Oh, I don't know what those are, but they look quite thick for the next size up needles, but maybe that's what they are. I'll get back to you on that. They can go in there anyway, just in case I need them. Then I've got the pom-pom, which is this lovely purple one. That can go in there. I've got, its card. So this is one that I've printed out and stuck on some scrapbooking card. So I'm making the Tchaikovsky hat out of Homespun House, which was The Letter from No One, which was a Harry Potter yarn club from 2018, and Rowan Kid Silk Haze. And then that's my instructions. Oh, this is where all my pens went. I was wondering. That's more needles. I'm going to keep all these needles in here for the moment. I'm not sure I need them all, but I'd rather put them in there and not need them. And then these are the buttons that I'm using. I bought these from Exzel actually. They say handmade with love, and I'm using them on the inside of the hats to hold down the pom-poms. That's what I was trying to say. I have a needle cozy there, which I will not need because it's not a Christmas one. That is, that's an in-date lavender bag. That is yet another. I'm sure I don't need all these needles, so I will sort that out at some point. That is the ball band for the Kid Silk Haze. That is my many pens, which I'm going to leave out and take downstairs separately. And then I've got a stitch marker and a progress keeper. That is one of my first stitch markers that I bought. I love those. I had a whole set of those mugs, all in different kind of colourways. or designs I should say, and that's the only one I know the whereabouts of. And then that I'm fairly certain is a bunny tail from So Sweet Violet. I have more scrap yarn. I have that I use for threading the bottom of the pom-poms through the button if I need to. I think the pom-pom I've just shown you is a press stud one, so I won't need it for that. I have got, these are Christmas stitch markers, these two. Christmas stitch markers. So they can go back in there because I will use those on my ring which just fell off in the bag. So I'll put that back on. And then I think that one's, no, not quite. I have a bunny and, oh, that has got to be an Elderflower Stitches Progress Keeper because it's really pretty. And then I've got some ring stitch markers so they can go in because they're green, so they'll count as Christmas. Right, so that's that one done. So we will do that up. I have a little Christmas pudding. So when I swap to different projects, so when I've got a finished object, I'll swap the bag. So the only one I've got left now is the Harry Potter sweater for my middle daughter, which is these colours, which is under, I haven't even cast this on yet, so that needs its own new bag. I'll try and use that one as my jumper one, see if that will work. And the rest of them I will show you as and when. So shall we pop this one in here? Ooh. Right, so definitely need 2 balls of the gold for the letter. Ooh. And then we'll put 4 balls of the red in for now. And I can always grab more if I need it. Well, it's not if, it's when I need it. I like this bag because the lights look like they actually light up from a distance. So if you can see, it's got lights across the bottom there. They actually look like they light up. This is another busy pottering one. Oh, so put you in there. That's the no sims pouch. I have got a big bunny. I've got a big one and a small one of the knitting sheep somewhere. I don't know where they are. So that says to me I have more project bags, Christmas project bags somewhere. I know exactly where they are. They are in a vacuum sealed bag with my Christmas bedding, which I think is in the other room and may not see the light of day this year because the other room is now currently full of stuff that Katie and Dan are taking with them to their house. So until they have moved out, you can't get to the other stuff. So they may not make an appearance this year. But so anyway, that's my Christmas bag swap. The other thing I will swap in is I will use all my Christmas stitch markers and things now, but I will do that more organically and swap them over as and when I'm using those particular projects. I have no idea what project it is today because I've been finishing off the mitts, but now they're finished I can go back on to whatever the project is. So today is day 6. It's Christmas cowls. So ironically it's the one whip that I've actually still been doing throughout doing the mitts, but never mind. It's the Philosopher's Cowl one. That one is underneath you now. Right, anyway, my camera's going to die in about 4 minutes, so I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you've enjoyed this bonus episode. Are you not too bored? I hope to get this out by Wednesday. That is my aim. Yeah, I hope you're okay wherever you are. I hope you're surviving lockdown. and I will see you next Sunday for a podcast. If I whisk you round, bear with me because you're on my big grumpy tripod. There we go, that's my... Oh, hold on a sec. Like I said, you're on my big grumpy tripod. There we go. So this is the drawer with all the singles in, look. So Knit Style yarns. The reason I'm reluctant to use these ones is because I did buy these for a particular shawl. And I still want to make that shawl, so I'm not going to use those ones. I've got Nora George. Homespun House. That's really puffy. That's a single. Rhythm is a Dancer. That's pretty. I reckon that would make some pretty ones. Oh, I don't know which ones to choose. Right, I've got loads of this hedgerow yarn one, but I can actually make a jumper, I think, out of them. I think I've got like 4 of these. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've got 5 of those, so that's actually a jumper amount, isn't it? So I probably won't use that. Oh, look, that's another. That's stress knits, look. They would be beautiful. Yeah, okay. And then that's Down Sheepy Lane. Oh, I think I'm going to do that one. Decision made. I'm going to do the Down Sheepy Lane one because that's really pretty. And there's another hedgerow yarn one as well there. Right, so some of these are deep stash as well, I have to just say. Ooh. Right, let's see how they go. And then, if I'm happy with it, I might make some more. So this is Mother's Day. Oh, this is the Mother's Day one. No, I'm not going to use that because I want that for myself. Right, I'm definitely going to do this one, which is the Biff Sugar one. Right, decision made. Biff Sugar in the Cove colourway, which I've actually got a sock of as well, so that's fine. So I'm going to use this one. Okay, right, I'm going to stick that in the bag. Let's put you back up again. As I said, grumpy tripod. So that's going to go in here. This is in my lovely Mary Makes one. And then that can sit there and wait for mitt day, because now the mitts are finished I can start something new.